John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. I've got another cool broadhead from B3 Archery that I'm going to be testing today. You saw me test the Destruct, which is their fixed blade version, in a video a few weeks ago. Please check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. This is their mechanical offering called the MEG. And it's called the MEG because it has a really healthy cut. And it's a cool looking design. I'm going to zoom in close, go through some of the specs and some of the design features, and then I'm going to put it through all the tests that I'm doing. Now, for the mechanical heads this year, I'm doing a little bit different testing. I'm not going to be shooting them all through the 22 gauge steel plate like I do with the fixed blade heads. You know, everything's a trade-off in broadhead design, and the benefit of a fixed blade head is you're getting incredible durability, and that's why I shoot that through the steel plate to see how many times it can hold up to that. The advantage with a mechanical head is you're getting a really significant cut as well as great long distance flight, but you lack the durability somewhat. So to make it fair, I'm going to be shooting it, instead of through the 22 gauge steel plate, I'm going to be shooting it through a 1/2 inch layer of MDF, and I'm going to see how many times, up to 5, I can shoot it through that. Now that's going to be the durability test. The penetration test is going to be the same as I always do, a 1/2 inch layer of MDF surrounded by a 1/3 inch rubber foam mat backed up by clear ballistic gel. For the mechanicals as well, I'm not shooting them at distance because I know they fly really well. Actually, every fixed blade head I've tested flies pretty well, and I can pretty readily pop balloons with it at 70 yards. So with the mechanicals, it's just a non-issue. These come with a practice head, so you can practice it just to make sure. But with that kind of surface area in flight, you're going to get really good flight, no doubt. So I'll also do the edge retention test to see how well these blades hold up and how well they hold their edge. As always, I'm going to be shooting the Bishop Archery FOC King Arrow. I'm using fobs, and I'm using my Bowtech SR6 set at 72 pounds. Let's see how the MEG performs. Here's the MEG in the open position, and you'll notice a few things right off the bat. First of all, it has a really healthy cut. This is a 2-inch diameter cut with 3 blades. That means you're getting a full 3 inches of cut. The blades are also curved, which is supposed to aid in penetration as well as durability. It's an all-steel construction, including the ferrule, and the ferrule is one piece going up to the tip, and the tip is one of these cut-on-contact / chisel tips, kind of like the Grim Reaper Pro Series, where it's actually really sharp and yet it looks pretty stout and durable at the same time. The blades are held in place at the top just by snapping in place. That's really interesting. They just snap in place. There's no O-ring, there's no retention ring, and then they deploy over the top like that and slide back. They're held there by a single pin. Now the blades themselves are 0.035 inches thick according to my measurement, which is a pretty healthy thickness for a big mechanical blade. I also like the way it's got this offset blade design. I don't know if you can make that out there, but the blades are in an offset design, and that means they're going to have a nice healthy wound channel that's going to be difficult to close up. Out of the package. One stroke. Two strokes. 3 strokes. 4 strokes. Okay. 5 strokes. Yep. The B3 MEG cut after 5 strokes. The B3 MEG penetrated 7.5 inches, and pretty cool wound channel there. You can see the blades fully deployed, making quite a big swath through the gel. Here's the entrance of the B3 MEG, and you can see that there's a tiny little bit of cut from each of the 3 blades that just protrudes out from the shaft. about 1/8 of an inch. But by the time you turn it over, you see the blades have definitely opened there, and that made quite a bit of a hole. And then you can see the exit right here on the back side. Here's the MEG after being shot into the MDF 4 times. After the first 2, they were actually still in very good shape. And then on the 3rd one, the blades started to bend a little bit, and then and they were kind of locked open a bit. And on the 4th shot, they lost 2 of the blades, as you can see. The ferrule and the tip are still in excellent shape. So actually, these blades can just be replaced, and the head can be reused. So what did you think of the MEG? There's a lot to really like about it. You can check out the score sheet and see how it compares to other heads. And in the weeks ahead, I'm going to be testing a lot more mechanicals. So you have more mechanical heads to compare it to. But if you're looking for a really big cut and you've got the kinetic energy to drive it deeply, and you like that over-the-top design, and you don't want to mess around with O-rings or retention clips or anything like that, the MEG is something really worth checking out.